All right, you guys. So, Ticket TV, like, share, and subscribe as y'all tap on in. Appreciate everybody coming in the building. Salute to all of y'all that's going to show love to what we got going on. And as we come in here today, man, this one is going to get ugly, man, because, some things being thrown out here now. There's some allegations coming out here against Diddy's former bodyguard, Big Gene Deal. Shout out to Gene Deal, man. Uh, as a guy who is currently, and we talked about this guy, he's been in the news recently, who's currently filed a criminal complaint, a criminal report, and is seeking criminal charges against Diddy. He has come out today in a new interview with Murad Morali. Shout out to Murad. And he was basically speaking in that interview with Murad, and basically he told Murad that the criminal case against Diddy in California is moving forward, is picking up steam, according to what he said. And he also took that time to go in on Big Gene. Now, I don't know what's been going on with him and Big Gene. He claims that Big Gene hit him up behind the scenes. He claimed that Big Gene Deal hit him up behind the scenes and threatened him. He said Big Gene hit him up and told him that he wanted to meet up. He said Big Gene sent him an email or something and told him that he wanted to meet up and fight or whatever he said. That he alleged that Big Gene did that. That Big Gene want to smoke with him. They basically have an issue over. He says that Gene tried to basically discredit his statements on Big, referring to Big, and he says that um, you know his situation with Big. He made some statements also saying that Big was bisexual, and I'm talking about the guy who accused Diddy. He's basically claimed that Big's son, C.J. Wallace, told him that Biggie was bisexual, and so uh, you know he also said that Gene Deal apparently took issue with that, with them saying that he was told that Biggie was bisexual, and so he says he now questions whether or not Big Gene had a sexual relationship with Biggie himself. This situation is getting real nasty now. Shout out to Murad. I'm gonna play a little bit of his interview, but you guys can go listen to the whole interview on his YouTube channel, man. That interview is probably gonna end up doing numbers once it makes its rounds. But I want to play a little insert to that. Shout out to Murad. I'm like, bro, we would look like sumo wrestlers together, right?
Oh, sumo.
Now, this is what he says. What he's talking about is he's talking about the allegations that he claims. And let me put this on to y'all. He's talking about the allegations again. We'll start off that he claims Gene Deal hit him up in the aftermath of comments that was made, and he said Gene Deal wanted to fight him. You know what I'm saying? Now I'll let you guys hear what he had to say, just so y'all know where we're at.
Man, really appreciate it.
Honestly, I appreciate it. I can't even imagine how you're even doing, like, when you keep doing interviews and you keep, talking about it. It's just, yeah.
Yeah.
Whew. I don't know how you do it, but I commend you.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you. But you know what's weird is, like, through all this, like, when the story came public, I've really created this weird beef with Gene Deal. Right? And he's been going back and forth. Our emails that we send to each other are, like, so crazy. And he, like, wants to meet up and, like, fight. And I'm like, bro, we would look like sumo wrestlers together, right?
Oh, sumo. I'm screaming.
I'm like, what would that look like? So anyways, Gene Deal's upset. So shout out to Gene Deal.
Shout out to Gene Deal. Yeah. I wonder why he's upset, though. Like, that seems a bit random.
Yeah, because I made a comment about him because he had said something about me.
Right.
And when I was with John Doe, and he had came out and said, these lawsuits aren't real. They're just trying to get CJ Wallace. Right. That was an awful Big Homie CC impression. But anyways, he said, he was like saying how that this was an attempt to get money from the CJ Wallace, from the Notorious B.I.G. estate. But that's not it. This has been going on for years. And it's been public now, yes.
Now, if y'all don't know what he's talking about an interview I think Big Gene did on Art of Dialogue, right? And basically Big Gene I think he was disputing some of the claims, you know what I'm saying, that was coming out against Biggie, and speaking on why he thought people was coming after Biggie, right? So Jonathan Hay took that as, oh, you coming at me, right? And so Jonathan Hay is now coming out, and this is the reason why I think Jonathan Hay is trying to say these things. Now, again, we haven't heard Big Gene's side. I'm pretty sure Big Gene will speak about this once this get to his ear, and give whatever response he probably gonna give. But this is turned into this. The guy said that Big Gene and him have traded messages on the email, and Big Gene has, wanted to meet up with him so they can fight. And you know what I'm saying? He said basically, what I'm gonna fight you for. Now, and then he goes on.
But I started the lawsuit with my law firm at the beginning of the year, right? That's when we started doing this. Before CJ Wallace sold, his share of his dad's catalog with Primary Wave Music. So it has nothing, so he's crazy. So I referenced him, and then he got upset. And then he got upset when I said that Biggie was the greatest bisexual rapper of all time. Right? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, how does he know that? And he was like, there's no way he could have learned it from CJ because he was only 4 months old. It's like, yo, CJ's growing up with his family and his uncles and cousins on both sides, Faith Evans and Biggie, right? So he's heard about his father being bisexual, and it wasn't anything that he was trying to conceal. Like the project, this is how I got involved with CJ Wallace and Diddy on the project that we did. We did the Notorious Big, reimagined his house and techno music, right? And it was in 2020, and they wanted to make it like openly diverse, and they wanted to be an openly gay project, right? As they put it out in the press too. They wanted to, bring in the brown queers, trans, right, everything else. They weren't hiding it. And the reason that CJ wanted to do that was because he felt like he could finally honor his father's legacy. So that's why I spoke those things. So then it created a beef. I don't know. Maybe Gene Deal and Biggie were lovers. Who knows?
That's crazy. So now he basically, put that statement that says maybe Big Gene and Biggie were lovers. Who knows? And he's trying to say that because Big Gene came to the defense of the Notorious B.I.G. and the claims that Biggie was bisexual. I'm pretty sure Big Gene gonna have a lot to say about this in these claims. You know what I'm saying? Jonathan Hay, man, him saying that, man, bro. Big Gene has never spoke of Biggie in that type of light. You've never heard him, speak negatively of Big or in Big, or he's never even spoke of Big in any type of a homosexual way. And Big Gene was around. You know what I'm saying? Now, Jonathan Hay is saying otherwise. He's saying, hey, man, no. Biggie's son told me, because he said he was working on a project with Biggie's son, that Biggie was, bisexual, and that they wanted to do the project. He claims that project they were working on to honor Big with the, his alleged bisexual nature. See, these are all different allegations that came out, and people try to put these things out on Tupac too. I told y'all this a couple of weeks ago. The dude wrote that book, and they tried to have people that said that was in the high school that put the homosexual or bisexual claims on Tupac as well. The dude saying that Tupac kissed him and stuff like this. And now, you know what I'm saying, you see them doing this with Biggie too, you know, trying to attach or attaching homosexual claims. But Jonathan Hayes says that this was Biggie's son who told him that. Now, here's the thing. Nobody's heard from Biggie's son about this as far as the general public, us, are concerned. So that would be very interesting to hear C.J. Wallace and his standpoint on this, you know, those statements. But I'm pretty sure Big Gene will have something to say, man, about this. A lot to say about this. I don't think that Big Gene is going to let this one slide with him being questioned whether or not he had, you know, homosexual relations with Big. Man, this is all wild, man. You guys, like I said, the dude also said that Big Gene hit him up and, you know, basically want to fight the dude and stuff like that. So you guys let me know what y'all think. Like, share, and subscribe as y'all tap on there. Let me know what y'all feel in the comment section, man. I'm gone. Hey, I really appreciate you guys for supporting the channel, supporting the network. Like, share, and subscribe. Once again, there are links. Get the free membership on our website. That way you guys won't miss any of our news update stories or videos. They're all on the website, ticketvmedia.com. You go over there, you can go right to the members part and become a free member. That way you guys will get all the updates. Also, straight drop weight loss formula. Make sure y'all go tap in and copy some of that, as well as subscribing to our podcast show. Link will be pinned at the top of the chat down there below. And also, we just appreciate all y'all who support the channel. Cash App, PayPal.